Hi everyone, welcome back to Willow and Moon. I'm Sam. So at the moment I'm prepping for a market that I've got tomorrow, but whilst I was packing everything up, I wanted to talk about a realisation that I've had, and I wanted to share that with you in this video. As I've been getting ready for this market, packing my new painting kits, I've realised just how right they feel, and it's taken me quite a long time to really think about what it is that feels right for me. When I first had the idea, I thought that they were just little watercolour kits. I'd seen other people do them. I'd always loved the idea of a subscription box or something similar. But when I was using coloured pencil, I couldn't really think about how that would work because everything took 10, 12, 15 hours to create. But these watercolour kits have become something much bigger than just a kit. They're called Permission to Create because that's what I want to spread. So it's not just how to paint a bee. I've done those tutorials before and I loved them, and that was the season of life I was in. But this is more about the idea that creativity deserves a place in our lives, that it shouldn't be put to the bottom of the list. It shouldn't just be saved for when everything else is done or something super special. It should be every day. And it's funny because at the same time, I've been questioning my own creativity. And for a while, I've had this belief sitting quietly in the back of my mind that if I really wanted to be taken seriously as an artist, then I should learn how to paint in oils because they just seem more serious. And I remember going to a gallery once, and the owner of the gallery was really forthcoming and he was quite opinionated. And I've noticed how easily I get swayed by people that have this kind of confidence about them. It doesn't mean that what they're saying is necessarily right, but I get swayed by their opinions because they seem to be so certain. So I remember him saying that water-soluble mediums weren't good. I'm not quite sure his reasoning, but he basically said that you should paint in oils or you should go digital. And that doesn't always suit everybody. He kind of said that watercolours and acrylics and kind of the water-soluble graphite that I love to use weren't a proper painting. And he didn't say it to hurt me because I don't even know if I said what I used. I think I did say what I used. He'd leaned really strongly into digital. But sometimes one comment can really stay with you for years without you even realising it. Like you bank it away in your subconscious and it kind of keeps popping up and affects the decisions that you make going forward. It's really weird because it's something so many creatives experience. We all carry around comments that quietly shape our decisions for many different reasons. So then I started wondering if I should move on to oils. So I bought some oils. I thought about buying water-soluble oils because that takes away from the solvent issue, the slow drying issue, the smells, the fact that I don't have a big studio. I can pay for ventilation or, I've got everyone else to think about in my family too. But I almost felt like I needed permission to leave behind the mediums that I've always loved, that I always get drawn back to. I love the detailed realism that you can get with coloured pencil, but I've also had this urge to splash paint around. I love that you can't control it when it drips and splats, and I've always been drawn to watercolours. They're so portable, you can reconstitute them, and then it naturally moved on to acrylics. And this week, whilst I was packing my boxes, something clicked. I realised that I've never stopped loving watercolour, water-soluble graphite, acrylic, watching the colour move. letting it drip, watching things emerge rather than forcing them. And that's always been me. It made me realise somewhere along the way that I'd stopped trusting myself. I was trying to become the artist I thought I should be, instead of the artist I already was. And I think that's really powerful, because I think that's why these kits feel so right. They aren't really about painting a bee, they're an invitation, a reminder, a permission to create. I wonder how many of us carry around old stories that don't even belong to us anymore. Stories maybe about not being good enough or needing to do things in a certain way, and if you don't do it this way, then it's seen as wrong. Or maybe even waiting a lot, waiting until we're ready. So maybe creativity isn't asking us to become someone else. Maybe it's asking us to trust what already feels true. So this week I've been getting ready for the market. I've been getting my kits ready, printing everything off, cutting up all the kits, wrapping them up with a lot of love and attention, and really thinking about what somebody would feel when they open this, either as a gift or something that they bought for themselves, that small thing that says they've given themselves permission to create. And as I was up in the loft getting little things ready for the market and getting these kits ready, I found some things from my past when I used to do these markets before COVID, before my cancer diagnosis, before we moved house, all of these things. And it made me think about remembering who I was before all these things happened and before I was starting to try to be someone else. I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube. There's a lot of artists, I absolutely love their work. And I think I was getting inspiration from them, but actually almost trying to emulate them and become them. And if I wasn't painting or doing things that they were doing, then I was doing something wrong. And it gave me goosebumps because I was kind of thinking about who I was then. Things felt a lot simpler, and I feel myself wanting to go back to that, a more simpler time, thinking about what I actually love, thinking about what fills me with joy, thinking about the process of painting and drawing and the subjects that I want to paint and want to draw. Instead of thinking, am I doing this right? Just allowing myself the permission to remember who I was before all of this clutter got in the way, all of these things that have been really difficult got in the way. And I feel like I'm slowly unpacking and slowly unpicking and lightening the load of trying to be someone that I'm not. And I feel like this is a theme, trying to be the perfect mum, the perfect wife, the perfect artist, make sure that I look okay all of the time and kind of put together, making sure my hair's dyed and my roots aren't showing, making sure that my nail polish isn't chipped or that I've got nail polish on, which I actually don't have very often, that my clothes are picked out. And I love all of that stuff too, there is space for that. But also allowing yourself to become who you are and who you're meant to be, whatever season of life, instead of trying to hold on to something or a version of something that somebody said. I'm reading a book at the moment called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Beep. And one thing he said was that when people really think about or worry about what others think about them, it's really that they're worried about whether what they think about themselves will be shown by these people. So it's more about what our kind of inner demons and what we think about ourselves, and whether people will reflect that back to us. And, over these last couple of years, I've definitely started to shed worrying about what people think. You know, the reason I probably dyed my hair for so long, even though it was such a pain and we know it's not good for us and it's toxic, and it was actually not good for my hair. It was thinning, and after having chemotherapy, that thinned my hair a lot as well. And I just thought, there are so many reasons to stop dyeing my hair, but only one reason to keep doing it, and that was because I was worried about what people would think. And I think that applies to so many different things. It's symbolic, isn't it? It's not about the hair dye. It's about what makes you feel good. If you feel good dyeing your hair, and I did for years, then that's brilliant. But if you're only doing it because of what other people think, that was me. And that applies to my art. That applies to a lot of things, you know, putting so much pressure on yourself to become this thing, when actually remembering who we really are is so powerful and so liberating. So I wonder if there's anything that you have been thinking about lately. I wonder if you put a lot of pressure on yourself. Or maybe you've remembered a part of yourself that's been missing for a while. I'd love to know in the comments. So, until next time, keep creating. Do what you love. Do what brings you joy. And remember to give yourself permission to create. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care of yourself, and bye for now.